Pockets aren't just fabric, they're power. And the reason why women's clothes still don't have them is actually by design. Let's start off in medieval times. So in the 1200s to 1500s, both men and women did not have sewn in pockets. In fact, what they did was they took a pouch and looped it onto their belt. In the 15 to 1600s, people actually started cutting slits into their outer layer of clothing so that they could reach their hand inside into an inner pouch. Women hid these pouches underneath really large skirts, but around this time, this is when tailors actually started incorporating permanent pockets into men's clothing.
But why only men? Let's keep digging.
Now, as we enter the late 1700s, aka the Regency era, aka Bridgerton, empire dresses with slimmer silhouettes just weren't working with these bulky pockets. So designers cut them out. Instead, women started holding these dainty little reticules, aka the beginning of the handbag, while men's fashion had pockets standardized and sewn right in.
Is it just me, or is this giving women get clothes that weigh them down while men get clothes that help them move more freely?
Now, as we go from the 1800s into the 1900s, women's fashion becomes even more impractical. We're talking corsets, which I personally love a snatch moment, crinolines, and also bustles. There was no room for storage, so the beginning of the handbag industry exploded. And FYI, this whole pocket conversation goes way back because feminists back in the 1890s were calling this out. They said that women's clothing, when it didn't have pockets, actually made us powerless, and they demanded the fashion industry to start making our clothes more functional. Interestingly enough, during World War I and World War II, women's uniforms got pockets because you gotta be functional during wartime, right? But then when the war was over, so were the pockets, which is so weird. But to confirm what the fashion industry was thinking at this time, Christian Dior in 1954 actually said, men have pockets to keep things in, women for decoration. So fast forward to today, women's pockets are around 50% smaller than men's. Sometimes they're even fake. Look, I've seen the argument that pockets can make the female silhouette look bulky, but if we're gonna dig a little bit deeper and make some connections, the handbag industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry. So do less pockets in women's clothing actually equal more handbag sales? And before I dove into all of this, I really wasn't thinking about pockets as standing up for women's independence. I personally was just putting them in our leggings, in our dresses, in our skirts, because I don't like holding a handbag. I may be in the minority, but personally, I put everything in my phone and then I stick it in my pocket, and that's the end of the story. Like, literally having free hands is the best thing ever.
And now I know why.
Free hands literally equals freedom, because pockets equal freedom and pockets equal power. Who would have thunk it?